welcome to a very special portion of Pseudonym Solo Adventures, where I, your host, Brianna Jean, share with you some of the stories that I've told using solo TTRPGs. So the first one we're doing is Would You Search Through the Lonely Earth for Me, written by Michael Whelan and Zoe Delahunty-Light. What is this? It's a one-player journaling TTRPG in which you will take the role of a precious treasure that passes from vault to shrine to bandit's knapsack and beyond. You will not experience the world through your actions, but rather recount the actions that have been taken upon you as you are stolen, traded, lost, and discovered over hundreds or even thousands of years. Upon arrival at each location, you will describe the journey you have taken to get there, as well as how it feels to view the world through the eyes of a precious object that has no say over how it is treated or where it is kept or what the future holds for it. So with how it works is you roll dice to see what the setting is that you are going to be in, who it is that has you, for how long you spend either with this person or in this place, and the tone or vibe of the situation you find yourself in, until there comes the day where you are buried beneath the earth. I wrote my story from the perspective of a dragon scale that fell from the last dragon, taken by the one who tried and failed to protect them. So, here's a bit of a story. It starts off in a place of learning, carried by a scholar who spends decades studying it, only to be crestfallen that he never unlocks its secret. After I am removed from my dragon, my scholar takes me to a place of learning. It is the grandest library he knows, full of all sorts of magical secrets that some in this world would kill to get their hands on. To anyone who does not know what this place is, it could easily be mistaken for any other library. The public portion is well kept and neatly organized and is often full of people studying history and music and art. I never saw much of that part, though. No, my scholar has taken me to part of the library only few know about. For beneath the public level lies a labyrinth of twisting hallways dotted with hidden rooms, only accessible by those who have been given permission to enter by the head librarian. It is a secret place, a holy place, and my scholar hopes that it holds the key to unlocking my secret. He is the only one I see for decades as he shuffles me from room to room, running tests and sometimes leaving me for extended periods of time while he goes off in search of something. It is so very different from my old home on top of the mountain. But the more I spend time beneath the stone, the more I find myself forgetting a time when I was once part of something magnificent. I hold on to hope that my scholar will find his answer, but as time passes, he only becomes more crestfallen. He either cannot find it or does not have what he needs to make it happen. One day he leaves and never returns, and so I wait until someone new picks me up. And then came for the next role, which I got a place in history, a wanderer, a few weeks, and somber tone. I don't think she meant to grab me, for I was tucked into a book she tucked into her bag before starting her journey. It was not until she left the city that she notices me, wedged between the pages. She spends a great deal of time admiring me before tucking me into a pocket and continuing on her way. I stay in that pocket for the next few weeks, being taken occasionally to be set on the ground nearby while she eats and sleeps. She talks a lot, more to herself than to me, but I listen anyways. She speaks of things being stolen from where they belong and how she is returning them, even if no one will notice. I think that is why she took the book I was in. She sings a lot too, almost constantly. Her songs are sad. Songs of days gone by and people long gone, songs of loss. When we finally reach our destination, it appears to be an archaeological dig of some kind. The book I was in had information on something they were studying. Not long after arriving, she sets me down and I'm quickly stolen. Because the next role I got was a private place with a thief spending decades there and being very afraid. The thief takes me, along with a variety of other things he stole from the dig site, and adds me to his collection. Some of the things in the bag are valuable, and some are dangerous. I'm not sure for how long we travel before we come to a sort of underground vault hidden deep within a chaotic city. He takes his time examining the things he stole, arranging them carefully among his hoard of items, both arcane and mundane. I worry that he may realize what I am, that he may try and use me for some terrible purpose, or worse, destroy me. But he tucks me amongst some other strange relics that I guess look like me, and then he leaves. Over the years, he adds to his hoard, occasionally bringing in others to pick from his prized possessions. I'm afraid every time this happens because they are always terrible people, and I do not want them to have me, but they pay me no mind. I'm treated like a useless trinket, only picked up off the ground when I fall because this thief likes to keep his hoard organized. I'm thrilled when, one day, he brings someone who appears to be of a good sort, and that person picks me as his prize. So the next role, I got a place of learning. I rolled craftsman, rolled for decades, and the vibe was jubilation. New home is with an enchanter who takes me to a school for magical study. I find myself filled with more joy than I've felt in ages. This is one of the first times I've been recognized for what I am, though I do not believe he understands the significance. He takes me to his workshop, which is a wonderful place full of alchemical equipment and books and components. I worry occasionally that he is going to try and use me as a component, but he seems more intent on studying my properties. He treats me with the greatest of care, telling me about all the things he has learned from his experiments and how they will help people. I am thrilled to be in the hands of someone who seeks to understand so that he can help people. We spend much time together, the craftsman and I. He allows a few others to see me, people he trusts, and they show the same interest and enthusiasm. Every day they learn something new about me. Perhaps one day that will include the secret to how to bring that back the others. And then for the next one, I rolled a place of ruin, a soldier, decades, and somber, so the story continues. Before they find the secret, war begins and the workshop is destroyed. I'm picked up by a soldier who carries me with him for decades. I mourn the loss of my friends, and I think he does too. The soldier carries me through the dirt and the ash, and I write out the war in the bottom of his rucksack. At first I thought he was the one who destroyed my home, but over time I realized he took me along with some other things as salvage. The war is long and brutal and leaves much of the land ruined. I am saddened that I did not get to see more of this place as it was before. Once the war ends, I am taken to the soldier's home, where I am placed on a shelf along with the other things he salvaged. He lives alone and is more haunted than I by what happened. He takes great care of me, though, if only to have something to care for. I spent years wandering the ruined world only to be faced with a ruined man. When he dies, I am buried with him. It is there that I remain, dreaming of days I spent flying in the skies and wondering if perhaps one day I will be as I once was. But if I am to remain here, I am content, for it is a good place. So this game could have gone a little bit longer. There are a variety of other options for time periods as short as you can do moments to eons. I didn't roll very high on the time, and it's a fun little thoughtful little game, and it's interesting to think of exploring a world and all these different times and places through the viewpoint of something that cannot interact and can only bear witness to what happens. If this game sounds like something you would enjoy, you can find it on itch.io. I will include a link in the show notes, and I hope you enjoyed this segment, because there will be more segments of me sharing my experience with different solo TTRPGs. Until next time.